I mean, for 40 minutes, which isn't true.
Yeah, so
Right.
reboot the stream.
Okay. So
That's not cool. Like, we have to make up some awkward, like, opening where we're talking about something that's inappropriate.
No, we don't.
that didn't happen. So hopefully we didn't lose too much.
Yeah, otherwise, well, shit.
Oh well. I mean, it is what it is at this point, but
Yep. Castus is very, 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 very scared.
I need to get to the spot. Where is the spot in my book? Is it really after? It must be. Here it is. Here it is. Here's my fun little friend. So, what's your grapple look like? Plus, ooh. Okay, you can roll to try to escape a grapple.
Oh, fuck no.
Did you roll?
Not yet.
what are you crying about? Roll.
I don't want to die.
Roll.
Oh, wait, dat is er ook. Nee, dat is bereidsheet.
He got a 10?
Yes!
Wow.
So its large, bulky arms reach down towards you to try to grab you. And since you're much more agile than this creature, you move out of the way. So it doesn't manage to grab you. That's its turn. Shark. He sees that there's a mechanical creature in front of it. You're trying to see what it'll take to get your dog out of there?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it sees a dog in front of it. Sees no
It's
reason.
metal, not blood.
But it sees no reason to
does-
try to destroy it, and not to try to destroy it. Okay. This is perfect.
You might have to ditch the dog, Olaf.
Takes like an hour to rebuild them.
And a lot of
that's
money.
the problem.
Well, let me read on the thing.
It takes a lot of money. It's the biggest problem.
Actually,
Actually, I can revive it as an action, but it takes the first level slot.
yeah, actually, it's the new Artificer Guardhound is far cheaper than the old one.
Yeah, I just need to have the Smith's tools on me, and then I can basically just an action. As long as he hasn't died within an hour, I can just fix him.
Yeah, but you need the dog.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, which we are not getting.
Okay. Okay. So it's going to attack. Because of course it's going to. Sees no reason not to. Okay, so that's plus 7 is its attack. So 18 to hit doggo,
Hits.
9 to hit doggo.
Misses.
Okay. So its first attack, it is going to hit. Its first attack is its unarmed strike, which is a lot weaker, to be fair. Plus 1d8 plus 4, so 10 damage. Slams its face into the dog, and the dog seems slightly crippled by it.
It's bloodied.
And this thing, because of course it is, sees no reason to not use its full movement, and go over here. So it just stands over here, looks at you, and only Christos can understand it. It says, "Ah, what a tasty morsel." And it's gonna try to hit you. +7 to hit. Poof. 25. Poof. Natural 20. Did Geo die?
Yeah, he's literally gonna die now.
He's gonna die right now, yeah. Of course. So 1d8 +4.
Yee.
So you take
It'll be
9
fine.
damage. Plus, he crit bit you. So,
Ouch.
That's gonna hurt.
it's not a good time. It's not a good time.
It's a very bad time indeed.
Oh, whoops. I almost rolled more than I was supposed to.
1D million.
Well, let's just say I was typing in numbers, but I didn't realize they were going into the same thing. Okay. Plus, yep. Here it goes. Oh, you live. Oh wait, that's
I
half
don't.
damage. That's half damage. So it's 24. So that's 24 damage.
It just cost me a new long rest to make it. It's actually not that expensive at all. I need a new long rest. Then I can make a new one.
Hey Olaf, you know that meme that I shared with you last time?
I think so.
The one of crushing diamonds and coal?
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Can
Same
you
shit
make
happens here.
Can you make a new Geo?
I am literally the El Paso Auto.
Yeah.
So 0. He's at 0.
Yeah, you nearly killed me.
Ah, so tasty. As it releases him, sees no point in continuing to attack him. But it used its movement to get there. So. Leon, your companion has been bitten by a sea vampire.
Yeah, but it doesn't have blood.
Well, I mean, your new companion has blood, but the other one doesn't.
Okay. The dog will probably die, so I'll have to make a new one. But
Oh, and the thing that I was looking up was Vampire Sahagin, and there were no pictures. Weird. No one has thought of this
Crazy.
before.
Well, you could always take a supplement of cobalt vampires. Yes, that they are actually a thing.
they are.
I'm sure they are.
No, they actually are in the book.
And I'm sure they are.
Are you down, Geo?
Yes, he's down.
I am.
That was the thing that I was referring to. He got bit and got a critical bit.
Oh, okay. You're talking to. I thought you were talking with Doggo.
No, Doggo's fine. Well, he's still up at least.
Yeah, Geo got fucked up bad. That's what I meant with crushing diamonds.
I dealt him 24 damage because I got a critical hit and their bites are not great.
I'll move up here. Yes, I know I'm in melee with those guys.
You guys
and
can
I
still
will-
potentially make it out of this alive.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
At least some of us.
Doggo's gonna bite shark, but misses.
Yeah, miss.
I am gonna. I need that spell to get him up in case he gets fucked.
I will
So
remind you that you currently are standing in a doorway. So, you could use that to your advantage.
okay. Can I try to take drag Utzel out of the door?
Yeah, you can grab him. Yeah. Don't count as your action, but you can grab him.
Okay, that's fine. So spell back to get him out, and I'll take the attacks from the fucks, but I'll move away with them.
Okay. There's only one thing that's in your range, and the statue doesn't
Right.
appear to be interested in the lifeless thing anymore. So,
Okay. So I'll move away as far as I can.
okay.
I don't
You
know how
are
far I
going to
can go
take an
from
attack of opportunity.
That's fine.
So that's d20 plus 7. 18 to hit.
That hits. Yeah. Dog is too far away to give disadvantage, so that hits.
Okay. And it's a bite. So let's see here. 3d6 total. Total of 17 damage. As it bites onto your neck, and you continue to move away, and it rips some of your neck muscle apart. It wasn't great.
Nope.
But I'll reiterate again, you guys are standing in a doorway, so again, you could
Yeah.
use that to
Yeah.
your advantage.
Which is why I was gonna suggest that with
Okay.
what's her name? Emmy. Since Olav is already going away.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Yeah,
I'll make a new
he's
dog.
taken your companion, even though you partially blame him, Krestos, but he's doing a good thing. Leon is.
Indeed.
But you partially blame Ustal for what just happened.
Yeah, this is all his fault. And then try it, Geo. It's your fault. I'm not gonna budge.
Oh, yeah, he can. My headphones are dying, so I'll be back in like a few seconds. But you can roll your death save if you so wish.
I will come back from the grave and hunt you if I have to.
You can't speak, you're unconscious.
I hope you die.
I succeed.
If he dies, he'll just make a Saraskan again, so.
No,
Probably.
that's boring. Look, doing it a few times in a row, okay, that's fine. But I'm
Done it
past
5
that,
times.
man. But I'm past that, man. Come on, man.
Now he's gonna make a URTs left and right just because the magic resistance.
No. Come on, man.
Yeah. So it is Emmy's turn. So I would say to you, Lonnie, help me lock up this door and basically give me a help action on my turn.
Give me a hand.
Lock the door. If you wanna get out of this alive, that is.
Okay. Okay. Good idea.
Okay.
I like
Yep.
that idea.
Someone's phone is calling.
Matt's. Always Matt's.
Always his fault.
guys just sitting here quietly?
We're
Yeah.
Waiting for you.
We're menacing. We're menacingly waiting for you.
Yeah, we got a plan and waiting for you. Basically.
Luckily, I didn't hear any of it, so that's great.
Great. So Lani was, as I understood it, using his turn to make a help action for my turn, basically.
Okay.
Someone up next.
All right. Sounds like we're on your turn now.
Yeah. So I want to close the door.
Okay. So you walk up to the door,
Yup.
close the door. You notice, strangely, that the vampire, the sea vampire, just stands there and watches you close the door.
We'll be back.
Do you say
Like
that to him?
stuff. Yeah.
He appears to have understood you speaking in common.
Okay. And I close it.
Okay. Let's see how many turns your little defender lasts.
That's
you
gonna
closed the
die
door.
after one good hit.
Okay. Well, let's just see if it gets hit on the first turn. +7. Yeah,
Yep.
that hits it. And it would probably do enough to defeat it, but we'll
Unless
see.
you roll horrible.
It's the D8 damage. So 9.
Still alive.
Alright, it's going to try to bite.
Hits.
And since it doesn't have blood, it doesn't deal the necrotic damage. So it could... No, it can't. I don't
Has
think
2
it
HP
can.
left.
Yeah,
But just with your
can't.
modifier, you can kill it.
Yeah.
Defender is dead.
Okay. So your little buddy has been crushed by the shark form of a vampire. Just a second, guys. What? Mom?
Yep. So I assume we just get out at this point, right?
At this point, yeah.
GTFO.
Yup.
But I'll be right back. Oh wait, I don't have to be right back. Because I already showered today. Huzzah!
But you're still dying, dude.
I know.
Do you have more healing, Olaf?
Yes, I do.
Don't use it.
I have 1 stun slot.
You
I
know
tried
what?
to stabilize him because my character wouldn't just let him die.
It's fine. I use a healing word on him.
Oh, so you heal him?
Yeah, I heal him from a distance.
Okay. He appears to be fine.
Ow, my neck gets very first.
Let's go. Don't do anything stupid.
Yes, we are GTFOing out of here right the fuck now.
I'm still fireman carrying him.
Oh my
He's like
hero.
chilling on my shoulder. I'm strong enough to carry him.
Yeah.
He's a skinny boy.
Yeah. Oh my strong hero. How gratefully of you.
Don't tempt it.
Ah. You know how I play with you.
I still have a gun that can shoot your face up.
Each don't.
Alright, so
Okay.
you guys just leaving?
Yep.
As
We're
in
just
heading-
sleeping. We're not doing anything else. We're not doing anything.
What?
We are not equipped to do anything else.
Okay, fair.
I literally got fucked over by just 2 simple hits. So, no thank you.
I'm just gonna say out of character. If you would have killed those things, you would have gained 2 levels, not just 1.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no.
Unless we got like super damn lucky.
Yeah. Which we weren't. We were getting steamrolled.
My dog kept missing. And I
All
kept
right,
missing.
so you're just immediately leaving? All right.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yep, this is all the info we have. I mean, vampires, that's a big chunk of info they didn't know.
All right.
Not sea vampires, to
guys
be
leave?
exact.
Yeah, they're vampires that exist on the plane, the Aquan plane of water.
But they will be very, he will be very impressed.
Some vampires had traveled there, as the story goes. Some vampires had traveled to the plane of water, and turns out when you vampirize creatures that exist within a plane of water, vampirism does something different to them. However, in recent years, it has been discovered that if you are turned into a vampire by a sea vampire, you also become a sea vampire. So, yeah. It's a fun thing that you guys could
I mean,
potentially...
I'm down to be a vampire. Sounds like a whole hoot.
It's a thing that you guys could run into. Yeah, for sure.
That's something I'm not gonna run into anytime soon.
Fair enough. So,
Oh?
you guys just leaving the building?
Yeah, and preferably sneaking up.
No, it's fine.
So you guys can roll stealth.
Is my fireman still gonna carry me?
I'm a drop
No.
him at this.
Wait, we're floating, so I don't drop. Huzzah!
Yeah, you drop
Hello.
him, but he just sort of floats off into the water instead of falling.
Okay, that's actually a decent one for me.
For you, yes.
With disadvantage, roll a 19.
I'm gonna roll
I'll
for
have a-
Annie.
Oh, Geo.
When it comes to group stealths, it just counts as the number, so it doesn't count as like -1 or whatever.
You go down one with the nat one, isn't it like that?
No, I'm not gonna do that. Bullshit.
Oh god!
So
I
Crestos,
know
is your
Everybody's doing so well.
stealth 24? Is that the one you just rolled? Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that I was...
Fucking hell. Yeah, it's always like, ah man, neck it really hurts, you know, like, those fangs.
Yeah.
Damn.
You playing your character, you're just like saying this out loud as you guys are walking.
Yeah.
Okay, 24 plus 19 plus 3 plus 18. It's still a pretty decent number.
Mm-hmm.
16
I'm the one.
total.
Yeah, I'm the one that pulled it down the hardest.
But still,
Oh, you don't
16.
say.
16 is nothing to scoff at, considering he got a natural 1.
That is pretty true. That is true.
So he's just sort of like complaining to himself out loud, and Crestos, you just sort of look at him, stare daggers, and he just goes, "What?" And then you just sort of go, "Shh," and he shuts up after that. So then you actually have a
Yeah.
decent bonus.
They go like, oh yes, quiet time.
So it's actually kind of funny. Oh my god. Anyway, and it does make sense. Your character is the worst at stealth of the group, so it does make sense. Yeah, you guys managed to get to the entrance. It appears as though these creatures, even though they knew you were there, they appear to have just fortified the inner sanctum area instead of going after you and trying to purge you from this place.
So they're sleepy weepy.
So they're sort of guarding the important areas and letting you guys just sort of roam around. But you leave, and you realize again, oh yeah, there's like 70 guys outside.
Being fully alive.
Oh, is
So-
it?
So you start to sneak. So luckily for you, the way that I do some of this group stuff is that I just roll using the best guy's roll. And if he succeeds, then they succeed, and if he doesn't, then they don't. So the
Simple
best
as
guy's
that.
perception is +5.
Oh,
So you
God,
have
it just
above a 50-50 chance of succeeding.
we've
Actually, you did succeed. He got a 13.
wait, what? Oh wait, he rolled an 8. Okay, yeah.
So he got a 13.
Yeah, we have a 55% of success. No, 50% chance, actually. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I think a perfect 50-50. Yep. But either way, you managed to sneak out. It appears that they have corralled the giant shark that was berserked by one of your friends.
Yeah.
It also appears that
Accomplice, not friend.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You did technically say that you would give him something, but you don't know where he is. He's gone. He hasn't. You haven't seen him since he made the
Nope.
distraction. So
He might be dead. He might be gone. We don't know.
yeah, exactly. You don't know. You rolled a few times to see if you could see anything,
none-
but you didn't see
none
anything.
made it.
You didn't see anything. So yeah, it seems they have corralled the shark. The berserk potion finally wearing off on the shark. So shark corralled. However, they don't have a building to keep it in anymore because that's destroyed by itself. So,
Mhm.
but either way, most of them are still distracted by that. You can see that some of them are still swimming around town after a Goliath. So that's another fun thing. Because it hasn't even been an hour, so he's doing a good job distracting. So, you guys managed to swim out scot-free. Nobody on the exterior seems to have noticed you escape.
Nice. Guess we make our way to the surface.
Yes. But seriously though, those fangs, they hurt like, oh fucking hell. I mean, ouch.
We all can breathe underwater. How come we're not going to search more?
Why are you so invested in this?
Stuff.
That is a good question.
Is the mystery not intriguing enough?
Well,
Well,
it is our mystery, not yours. But now that you are free, you can go your own way. I suppose.
He right though. He right.
Yeah, you haven't told them that you know E, so they don't know that you are actually working with them.
Mhm.
True.
Have you told me?
Sorry?
Have they told me?
No.
No,
Why
they
would
haven't
None of
told
us
you
know
either.
we're working.
All right.
The downfalls of spycraft. You never know if you're on the same side as someone. Because you can't divulge that information. So...
I'm going to be staying down here and looking for my thing.
all you're looking for is information.
Hmm.
You have plenty more information. So you could go to report to E and get paid if you want.
And then let's go get paid.
All right?
I mean, me, not them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But it seems as though you're going in the same direction. Strangely enough, she does separate from the group, but she appears to be headed in the same direction as you guys.
Well, she isn't from the water place. I can tell by not her being an aqua creature. So I suppose it's not so uncommon.
Yep. So you guys, you you did separate, so she's ahead of you guys because she's a smaller group than you guys. She's slightly ahead of you, but she does get to the guard station. She gives back her water-breathing amulet that she rented. Because you can rent them for free as long as you promise to give them back. So she gives it back as she goes to the guard station. You guys give yours back as you arrive at the guard station, unless you have purchased your own.
Nope.
I got my own.
Yeah, your character is from here, so yeah, you already have your own. That's why. You got a few bonuses because you're from the city. So, yep. So anybody who has to return those, they return theirs.
Yep.
And you notice, because she's not like hiding or anything, she's just walking through the city. On the air side, they actually have laws, so you're not worried about them retaliating against you over here. At least not as worried. So, you guys you see her enter the same tavern as you guys went in before. And you see that she sits at the same table that you guys sat at before. That says reserved for those who wish to meet E.
Yeah, so we just sit with her at the table. So you are one of our partners we were supposed to meet.
Or are you following us?
Alright, so she was following you guys ahead of you.
I
So
I'm sitting.
yeah.
Okay, Mister.
What is that with me?
How
Hold
could you
on, hold-
follow us if you
okay.
walked ahead of us?
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
give
he
I'm
sat
just
at the table before we did. So how?
Yes. I'm just gonna interject to give Lonnie some context. Yes, so this is where you would meet E, but it seems as though you've only met a representative so far. And they told you to come back here if you got some information. They also told you that there were other people currently actively searching. But at the time, they were asleep. So you decided to go on your own and say, it's just an info gathering session. Let's just see what there is. And you left on your own and got caught. It happens. So, that's just to give you a little bit of context. So, you did know that there were other people. You just didn't know that these were the people. So,
Gotcha.
they don't know anything about this because they left without telling the Minotaur where they were going. So, he didn't get a chance to tell them, is my canonized reason as to why you didn't find out that that's where she was. So, you guys sit down, and I'm sure that you guys divulge the information at that point. Alright, so...
What's our very big and tall friend? It's the contact of E.
Alright, so I am going to... Whoops. I was watching Geo's stream, and I tried to move it as if I was on Roll20. That was great. So yeah, I'm going to actually move E. Or the representative of E, I should say. Because it's not actually E. The Minotaur representative of E. You guys can go into the tavern. If you wish to move your tokens up to the tavern. I'm gonna move her up. Did everybody just move their tokens underneath? No. That was weird.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Crestos.
Ah,
Fuck's sake.
It's what happens when you're not perfectly synced with the server. Sometimes you'll just move something and then someone else will move it and it'll move afterward instead of... Yeah, it happens. So,
perfect.
E. He's standing behind the bar. He sees you guys are discussing something and he's currently writing in his book. But after you guys finish discussing how you guys know each other and whatnot, he comes over, stands next to what appears to be Emmy and Krestos.
Ah, yes. Hello. We were nearly dead. Not nice things in there. Very bad things.
So you did a little more than information gathering.
Like, during this whole thing, the travel bag, I've had a literal freaking. My throat almost ripped out, and I just listened to Utsol complain.
Sure. Also,
Literally,
your loyal companion has been destroyed.
Yeah, it's like as we're like sitting, has like a towel on like the bite wound, is like just slightly glaring at Utsol.
What?
I just have auto-tuned his complaint out of my system at this point.
So you guys did a little more than information gathering. You got in a little
Oh.
bit of trouble.
Just a little.
Teeny tiny bit.
Alright, you want to tell me what happened?
Well, we went in. We found Miss Dragonborn locked up in there.
So that's what happened to you, Amy. I was actually a little bit worried when you didn't come back last night.
So Mrs. got Emmy. How nice to know.
Well, I told you there were others. She just
You didn't
arrived.
tell me there were others.
Actually, yes, he did.
You told me there were others.
Lies.
He goes, I did tell you there were others, but I didn't tell you who they were, and I apologize for that. I should have. I just figured that we were going to meet up in the morning. Guess that didn't happen.
Well, we discovered they have vampires there.
Probably sea vampires. Regular vampires are weak to running water.
Indeed.
He nods. I knew something suspicious was happening, but vampires add a whole new layer. Anything else you discovered?
Once they got the caught of our presence, they didn't seem too much caring about searching for us. They seemed to be caring about what they were protecting, I suppose. So,
Well,
which we didn't get to.
if they have plans to disenchant things, perhaps they think that they've already won.
Well, they have plans to perhaps disenchant all the air from this place, so well, it comes all flooded.
Yes.
Which is bad.
Yeah, that's bad, yeah. Considering there's a lot of air breathers that don't have water-breathing amulets right next to them at all times. Quite a few people will drown, to say the least. Did you discover anything else?
They were worshipping some kind of weird golem-looking thing.
As soon as you say that, he glances over at you. Any particular description? And it just looks like a large golem, is what it looks like.
Yeah, just tell him. Well, looks like a large golem with like scripture where, well, animation. What was the last one we saw? Like where the heart was button of our door.
Yeah, but weren't they also worshipping other things like human gods and elven gods amongst other shit?
No, what they had on the wall. You can tell them that, but yes, what they had on the wall was depictions of people enchanting something extraordinarily large, like immense.
Okay, okay.
But they weren't just Sahagin, which is a notable thing. He would be interested in. So do you tell him this?
Yes.
He goes,
Brain dead.
he takes a moment, he sets out his book on the table, he starts writing, and you can see that magically he is being replied to through the book. Emmy, you didn't see this, but they did. It's a magical book that allows multiple people to contribute to it simultaneously. So he writes it in the book, and writing just begins to appear on the book pages. It appears he's being responded to. You guys can try to peek to see what is going on there.
Sure, let's see what's going on. I'm curious.
All right, he writes down what you guys have told him, and he is simply responded with, turn to page 300.
What?
The book responds to him saying, turn to page 300. That's all it says. And he starts turning the pages and goes, this is actually unconfirmed, so I don't know. He just turns to the page and he opens. There's a full page illustration. I'm going to switch to the map because the map is actually important here.
You still need me to broadcast, Lonnie?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry it ended.
Yeah, I ended because I thought it wasn't needed anymore. Boop.
Put it up. Put it up, put it up. Put it up, put it up. Okay. This is going to be interesting. He shows you, it is a full page illustration, and it shows you a theory. On the other page it is written about this theory, but I will describe what the picture looks like first, because that's the first thing that catches your eye. It's on page 300. He shows it to you. It is a picture, first of all, of a world map with a person drawn on it. The person's torso and pelvic area on the map is right here.
Oh.
This here is the edge of its torso, and here is the other edge of its torso. And its pelvic area goes down to here, and its legs are over here and here. And its head is here, and its arms are here and here, going down that way.
That's the big man.
And he shows you a picture of exactly what the statue looked like. And he goes, it's something that was proposed. That they've been doing some searching underwater here, and they found mountains, underwater mountains, that appear to be a head, arms, and then, according to the theory, this would be the body. The legs go out here. We're still investigating to see if the legs are there or not. The theory is, long ago, the Aquan Sea and the Earthen Sea were connected to the other two seas via the Windy Sea. However, in ancient times, they created a golem of immense size. However, the theory doesn't really know what happened to it. We simply know that there are things that appear to be strange arms and legs, joints, engravings that are strange. But it doesn't seem like it's anything that actually exists. But it would explain why this place is called the Water Veins. If true, perhaps they were propelling water through the golem via these veins. I don't know for what purpose. But that is the theory. We don't really have anything else.
Okay.
And you think these guys
Sorry,
are...
back.
And you think these guys are trying to wake this thing up?
If it's even a thing that was ever awake in the first place. But perhaps they have their own ideas as to what this thing is. They live in the water, so perhaps they know of the head and arms that we have discovered. Perhaps they think that this theory is true.
Well, we did see a lot of statues of that thing then.
Do you know what it's called?
We've just called it the Mega Golem.
Great name.
Hey, I mean, it's apt. It describes what it is.
Yeah, it's to the point.
He nods. Of course, that could just be a statue that was created long ago. We don't really know. It's hard to get into those areas due to what you've encountered. As he motions, seemingly suggesting the Sahagin and other perhaps evil creatures that exist on the shore. Seems as though they don't really let people explore the area very well.
Well, then we have to come with bigger arms and better trained people, because we are not trained for that.
Perhaps. But, just to say, if they woke this thing up, it would be bad. There's
Oh, yes.
millions of people who live in the water veins, and if it truly exists, they would be not only disrupted, but if it started to get up and move around, they would inevitably fall because it's part of its torso. Not to
Well, there is.
mention whatever damage they decide to do with controlling this creature.
Well, there's just one teeny tiny flaw with the whole idea of getting it active, because why would they need so much dispelling? Like, wouldn't it, like, disable the thing?
I didn't say that we had all the answers.
Maybe it's trapped by some magical means, and that's why the dispel is for. Who knows?
I'll be switching machines.
Okay. Well, if there's any more information you manage to come across, if you manage to capture one of these creatures that appears to have this plan, perhaps we could interrogate it. But, as you said, you ran into something that was above your pay grade. Which is why I am going to increase your pay grade. He he goes behind the counter. We'll switch back to the other one. He goes back behind the counter. He walks into the kitchen area. He comes back out. And he goes, "You will each receive some of your payment."
Not in
Oh.
full? You're receiving it in full, correct?
He sighs. "I do not have permission to give you your full payment."
We brought back information! I mean, in the most dragonborn way I could say that. We have brought back information.
Fair enough. He goes, he walks back out back. He comes back out. "He will not allow me to give you your full payment. However, if you so wish, he is willing to meet with you."
Ooh. All right.
If you so wish, perhaps you will have better luck negotiating than me.
It's fine by me.
He looks at the rest of you.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
All right. Fair enough. Just grabbing a thing. I should have prepared this, but that's fine at this point. This'll work. Boop. Okay, that should work. Oh wait, I shouldn't do this yet. Because you guys aren't there yet. Okay. So, you guys walk into the back room. There's a kitchen. There's a kitchen. Oh, you're back.
Damn, that's a quick switch.
It appears as though some of your companions were not satisfied with not getting their full payment. So they're negotiating with E. They're going to approach E now. So
what was the payment?
oh, he just said that he was going to give partial payment. And
how
some of your companions were not happy with that. So that's it.
I will know how much it is.
Well, they already made the negotiation. You're going to see E at this point. So
Okay.
all right. So you enter the back room. There's a kitchen here. The Minotaur leads you past the kitchen. There are some cooks that are hurriedly making some meals for some patrons of the tavern. You begin to go to the back of the kitchen, and he opens a trap door, the Minotaur. And he goes, "Down that way. Would you like me to lead the way, or?"
I guess we have very little choice now.
Well, he's just asking if you guys want to lead the way, or if you want him to lead the way or not. That was the question.
Sure.
He nods, and he walks down the creaky stairs. You guys follow him. The Dragonborn, since you have further vision than everybody else, you can see that the staircase goes beyond your vision.
Okay.
Downward. So 120 feet, there's still no end to the staircase.
Okay. Great.
You guys can't see the end of the stairway either. As you descend into the darkness, it is pitch black. And he just keeps leading you down a staircase. Seems like he's walked down over 100 stairs before you guys are completely in darkness. You look to either side of you, and it's a tight stairway. So there's walls directly beside you on either side. So it's a 5-foot wide staircase. You guys are going down and down. After about 10 minutes of walking and a couple hundred stairs descended, you still do not see the bottom. What would you like to do, if anything?
Oh, let's keep going, because we just have to keep, hoping. Oh, wait. Is the city like on a plate?
The
Or is
city,
it like attached to the ground still?
it's on the ground.
Okay. Just for my sake, because if we were like on a plate, then wait, if we go too far down, then we get into the water vein.
No. The water vein is touching the ground, and the city is on the ground as well.
Okay, just double checking.
Yep. So you guys keep going down. Another 10 minutes pass. Another couple hundred stairs descended. You still don't see the bottom.
How long does this usually take?
Half hour. Why do you think it took me so long to greet you guys when you arrived?
I see that.
That makes no sense.
It does make sense.
I have
Once you realize what's
I have
going
a-
on, perhaps it will make more sense.
I have an insane idea.
Don't do it.
But it is just gonna affect me.
I'll kill you.
It just affects me. It won't affect any
I
of
don't
you.
care.
Tell him the idea before you do it.
It's gonna be
So we're-
something stupid.
He said we're going down a ladder, right?
No, a staircase.
Oh, staircase. It doesn't matter. I thought it was a ladder.
No,
Where
it's
the
a
fuck do I
staircase.
get a ladder? Okay, then keep going on, because if we were a ladder, then I could literally say, "Ah, yes, I have a ring that I go into." So I go into the ring.
Falls. Yeah, that won't work. You would fall onto the next stair down from you, and that's it.
Yeah, but if it was a ladder,
You would fall, and depending on how far that is, your ring might shatter, depending on how far that is that you fall from.
it's a
Just saying.
ring. It's quite sturdy.
It's quite sturdy, but if it falls at terminal velocity,
And the ground now has the ground now has a ring-shaped hole.
perhaps you don't know what would happen. You've never dropped it from that far.
Very true.
So, you guys continue for another 9 minutes, and now you can see at the edge of your view a light coming from a door.
Okay.
He leads you towards this door. Do you wish to go in this door?
Is he inviting us in or making it clear it's time to go in, or are we waiting for somebody to come out?
Oh, he'll go in first.
Okay, guess I'm second.
Third.
All right.
Sure.
You guys enter the door. And in this door is what appears to be a garden. Trees, various plants, various small insects also buzzing around in here. And you can see that there are magical lights that are floating above all the plants in periodic places. Strategically placed lights. You are in an underground garden. There's plenty of beautiful flowers, many just fruit-bearing plants, and there's a couple vegetables in a smaller plot nearby. Lots of things that are flowering. Plenty of beautiful things here. Some things that you haven't even seen before. Even if you're a world traveler, some things you've never seen before. So, the Minotaur turns around and says, "Welcome to E's abode.
That's quite pretty.
Feel free to explore. However, if you would like to see E urgently, continue to follow me."
It's pretty us taking the sides, people. I mean, they can wait for a little bit. I mean, come on.
He looks around at the group. "Do you wish to explore the garden, or do you wish to follow me?"
A glance wouldn't hurt, I suppose.
He nods. "I will be at the farther end, waiting for when you're finished." And he just loudly clops away because he's a Minotaur.
Now, question, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Can I take pictures because I have access to the internet?
You can, in a manner of speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Your memories are the pictures that you can send into the ley lines. So you can just take something out of your memory and send it.
Okay.
If you wish.
I'd like to take some pictures of this place.
Okay. You just sort of glance around.
Yup.
You notice...
No, I'm not highlighting.
You notice as you're hanging around, there's a few birds down here as well. As you approach a tree, a fruit-bearing tree, you notice that a bird is spooked out of one of the trees and flies to a different tree. There's almost an entire ecosystem down here. If not a full ecosystem down here. And the room is immense. This room is immense. It's like...
Yeah.
It's like a mile wide. It's not a mile long, but it's a mile wide.
I mean, I would think this is a shame if this would all be well washed away.
The Minotaur overhears that and yells over, "Urgh. If that trap door is flooded, it comes all the way down here. Slowly, but it does."
It's quite a shame.
Yeah, it would be. Anything in particular you guys would like to look for?
Like an underground garden was like a mile, is it?
Sorry?
We're an underground like garden that was like a mile?
Yeah, it's a mile
Like-
wide. It's like 200 feet long and 300 or a mile wide.
Okay.
If you
I
guys
don't
don't
see-
do anything, I will give you a few things that you automatically will see. But if you guys want to do something specific, you can do that.
I have magic that I can use. Let me just double check if it's at will or well once a day thing.
Well, if it's a cantrip, then you can do it. If it's
No,
not,
it's not a
then it's not. Unless it's
It's
a
not.
racial ability,
Which
then
it
you may
is.
be able to do it more than once, but it depends on what it is.
Let's see.
Usually spells that are racial abilities you can only do either with your spell slots or like once a day.
Nope. Animal friendship. But it can only target snakes.
What? Oh, it's because you're
Yuan-Tis.
yeah.
Only target snakes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why can it only target snakes?
Yanti.
Oh. Oh.
Yes, so
Okay,
he's like a
cool.
snake person.
Yeah. Okay.
Your character didn't really question it because you were rescued by him specifically, so you didn't really question it. But yeah, he's like part of a race that usually just kills people indiscriminately.
All right. You
Yeah,
tell
this
me
guy.
what is everybody else?
One appears to be a human,
Okay.
and the other appears to be drow. That from their
Drow.
appearances, at the very least. Whether or not
Are
they
we allowed to
divulge.
be drow?
What?
Are we allowed to be racist to the drow?
They are also usually evil, so it's up to you.
Right. Who's the drow?
Me.
Krestos, the bard fighter.
Bard fighter.
Yep.
Okay. You could have just gone with College of the Swords, but I'm digging it.
No,
Yeah,
it wouldn't
you
work.
Utsal is very far different from any other Yanti. He's far more jovial, happier, open and about, chit chatting. You know.
Olaf, what race are you? You're a human. You have to be human.
He looks human.
Okay.
So visually, he looks like a human, and
No,
visually,
visually he looks like a normal dude.
Krestos looks like a drow, as well.
Okay.
Whether or not they divulge their secrets is up to them.
Oh, mine you have to figure out.
Yeah, but Yanti pureblood. Yeah, same thing for me, because actually Yanti pureblood are made to infiltrate, but I'm more just of a salesman.
Yes,
They
but
have visible scales and snake-like features.
yes, so they're
Solid
used
are
for
easily hidden.
they're used for infiltration, but it's not like your character would hide them. You have no reason to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
need
and
to use
like
the restroom.
your eyes are reptilian looking. They're basically thin men from XCOM. So yeah, if that's why thin men in XCOM wear sunglasses. That's the reason. But yeah. So again, do you guys have anything in specific that you want to do? Like you can grab some fruit or vegetables, like you can do whatever you feel like.
Nope. Don't want to be grabbing anything.
Okay.
I mean,
That's
if we come across a snake, then we're like, oh, little snaky.
Alright. I will roll for some things, but there are some things that you will encounter automatically. Okay. So here's the first thing you notice. You notice that there is there's a bird's nest in one of the trees that you're walking past as you're trying to get to your Minotaur friend, or your Minotaur compatriot, at the very least. Person you're working with. It's a very large nest. As in, bigger than a robin's nest. Perhaps even bigger than, like, a hawk's nest.
Ooh.
It
That's a big
appears to
bird.
be
Burp.
nobody around at the moment, like no animal in it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Do we hear anything down here? Like anything at all except
Oh yeah,
us?
you've been hearing like ambient forest sounds, basically.
Like small animals and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, like birds chirping. You hear an occasional other sound, perhaps a canine of some sort.
Question: are there any like feathers near on the ground near where the nest is?
You can roll an investigation.
Come on, you should have already been loaded in.
It's not my map, so at least you're loading in faster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wanted to get the. There was a thing that I wanted to
13.
grab, and I thought that you guys might almost instantly go there, but it appears you're taking the scenic route, so I didn't need to grab it as fast as I thought I did.
13.
All right. It is a. You do find a feather on the ground. You can pick it up if you so wish. Here's what it looks like. It looks like a flight feather. So, obviously, you know what that means.
It can fly.
Yeah, the creature can fly. And it's of a certain length, is what it means, and those sorts of things. Certain shape. Kind of like an eagle's feather. That's an example of a flight feather. However, this feather, at the base, near where the pointy part is that people use as quills to write with, it starts off white, then it turns brown, then green, then red at the end.
This is just interesting. Can I try and figure out what creature this belongs to?
Sure, you can try.
Nature, don't fail me now. 12.
12? It's a very rare creature, so that is unfortunately not high enough. You're not sure.
Now this is interesting. Very so.
I got a question.
Hmm?
Where does the light source come from?
I did answer that, but I'll reiterate. It's
Did you? I didn't.
They're little floating orbs of bright light.
Okay. Okay, I didn't hear that.
Yeah. It appears to be the way that these plants manage to survive. It's probably giving off some form of sunlight.
Yeah, I guess I'm ready to go to the mine now.
Yeah, your character. This light that these orbs are producing affects you in the same way as sunlight.
Yeah. I don't like it.
Yeah.
So much here, so I'm going.
So the spell daylight.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah, I take the feather with me as we go back head towards the Minotaur, I guess, or unless we want to.
So for now, you can label
for
that.
now.
For now, you can label that feather as mysterious feather.
Mysterious feather.
Yeah, and you guys glanced up at the nest, and there were no visible eggs or anything in it. So whatever the creature is appears to be at least far away for now. So, you guys continue. And I rolled certain numbers here. And as a result, you don't get to easily see the next things. you hear something because there's like foliage and brush under your feet. Like it's all just growing. It's as if it's like a forest floor. You continue walking, and you hear a but you don't directly see anything.
I'm gonna try and spot this little squeaking sound.
All right. Anybody who wishes to identify the source of the sound gets to roll a perception.
Does it require sight?
It does.
Fuck that.
Because you can hear
yeah,
it, so you already hear it. The issue is finding it, seeing it. Okay. Is Emmy interested in finding this creature?
Emmy dead.
Oh, I'm receiving messages. Roll perception for me. Okay. Okay. So she's not here currently, is the issue. But she is still aware of what we're doing, apparently. So
I'm rolling. That's a 9.
yeah, 9 is not enough, unfortunately. So Leon.
Yeah.
You glance towards one of the nearby root systems of a tree that is next to you, and you can see that there's a little tiny hedgehog-like creature just sort of hiding in the root system. It seems you
Can I-
disturbed his sleep by walking nearby and making noise. And
Does it look aggressive?
it doesn't want to attack you, it's just annoyed that it was woken up.
There's like that annoyed cat look.
Yeah. And it's making
I'll
noises trying to either get you to go away or not eat it. However, as you glance closer, since you have a natural 20, you see that it has mushrooms growing on its back.
Oh.
Interesting. It's a mushroom hedgehog thing.
Yeah. You can
Can I
try
make
to
it like
interact with it if you wish, but it's just hiding in its little home. It has a little home in the root system.
I don't want to annoy it more, so I'll just step back.
All right, you can point it out to everybody else if you so wish.
I'll point it out, but it says like, yeah, it gets annoyed if we get a bit close.
Yeah,
well.
if you like try to step onto the root system, it makes its noise a little louder.
Oh, well, let's not disturb it then, won't we?
Yeah, I did, so I'll walk back.
All right. You succeed in disengaging from this hedgehog creature. All right. You continue walking. You're getting pretty close to where the Minotaur is waiting for you. There is another door at the end of this cavern.
How many doors does this damn cavern have?
It's a pretty big cavern, so lots actually. But he's waiting at a specific door. So he's standing there waiting for you. And according to my second roll here, this one's even harder to spot. You do feel something squish under your feet, and then you hear a lot of sounds coming from beneath you where you just were. You guys can roll a perception check to see if you can identify what just happened. And this one can use sound if you so wish.
13 for me. And for Emmy, a 3.
You. Shit.
You rolled really crappy. Okay, so, yeah, Leon is the only one who sees this again.
Mm.
You see
I
this
see
weird, like, insect. It's not just one, it's a bunch of them. And the squishing sensation that you felt, was you stepped on one. It looks
Sorry.
like it is what it is. Yeah, that one's completely dead. But each one of you had stepped on at least one. It's a huge colony of insects. They look like stick insects, and when they move, they make this weird crackling sound as they move. But what you see is the crackling sound appears to be whenever one of their joints moves, you see a little spark of flame erupt from it as they crawl away. And as you stepped on it, you look at the bottom of your boot, and you can see that it has left this weird red residue that changes in the light from orange to dark red.
I'll scoop it off my boot and I'll take it in a vial. Pocket it.
Alright, you put it in a vial. You can put mysterious bug residue in your inventory.
I'll do exactly the same because you said we all stepped in it.
Yeah, each one of you stepped on at least one. Because there was a full colony of them just sort of walking by as you walked by, and when they feel threatened, they produce flame to move quicker. So, yeah,
So
exactly.
so it turns from brown to dark red, or
The substance? The
Yes.
substance turns, if the light is shining directly on it, it looks orange. However, if it's in not direct light, it turns into like a dark red. So anyone who wishes to collect some of that, you can put that in your inventory as mysterious insect juice or residue. Residue was the word that I said originally.
bug residue.
Yeah. So, you are now at the Minotaur, and he is willing to invite you into the next room, if you so wish.
Oh, they're ready to go. Still, very interesting place.
Needless to say, it was the only thing we could save from the Moonlands when they left.
Yeah, what?
And I'll switch you guys to the map, so that way you know what they're talking about. Moonland's right here.
Ah.
And all that your characters would be familiar with automatically is that it was a place that the elves inhabited quite a many moon ago. They had to abandon it due to some sort of fungal infestation, I should say. You're not sure about the rest unless you guys want to roll a history, and it's pretty high.
Sure.
I'll roll.
Let's roll a history.
That's
big brain.
Go. Nope.
No, I'm not a big brain.
So Emmy wanted to roll, so I'll roll for her. She is proficient.
Already done it.
Oh, you already did? She got a 16?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
That is just enough in a history check.
Ooh.
So Krestos and Emmy, you are both aware that where it says on the map, it's hard to see here, but it says the ruined city of Teska. Teska was like the homeland of the elves, at least on the material plane, because it is also said that the elves came from the Feywild. But the homeland on the material plane for the elves is Teska. Teska was a pretty thriving city. It mostly was composed of a gigantic hundreds, if not thousands, of floors tower. However, in ancient times, about not 1,000, not 2,000, it's a little blurry as it gets further and further back, but somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000 years ago, the city of Teska encountered a plague, which they asked the other races for help with.
The fungal infection, correct?
Yes. They requested aid from the other races. However, at the time, the elves were very secretive and not very welcoming to outsiders.
Sussy elves.
And therefore, the other races just thought that, why should we help these assholes? Like, why should we help these guys? There's no reason to help them. And therefore, about over the course of 100 years, the entire city was destroyed by this fungal infestation. And the elves that exist on the material plane, they either came from the Feywild elsewhere, or they are the refugees from the city. And most elves that exist on the material plane are refugees from the city. So, generations and generations and generations ago, for elves. Yeah, there was a historically horrific event that happened to them, and most of the races at the time, from the reports of them, yeah, they brought it on themselves, but they were willing to help the refugees. So, what happened is, it's basically like a deadly fungus that once someone breathes in the spores of it, it begins to take over their body and kills them. And after they're dead, a sprout of fungus emerges from the body to continue the spread of this fungus.
Are they myconoids or it's just a fungus?
It's just a fungus. Something
Okay.
you are aware of what the myconoids are. And
Okay.
it is not that.
Okay.
In fact, the myconoids if there were any in the area, you know that there were reports. You don't know if there were many in the area or not. But you know that there were reports that pretty much anything that is living can be affected by this fungus and killed by it.
Oh boy. All right.
Pretty much anything that's alive. Thus, the city was abandoned, and anybody who there have been few people who have sent expeditions there. Very few people come back. Anybody who is not careful or not immune to disease cannot even survive there for longer than like a week. And even if they do survive coming back, if they carry any spores with them, they die along the way back.
Okay.
So it's not a great thing. Luckily, though, there is a elemental clash between the Moonlands and where you guys are, and where the rest of civilization has ended up. So most of the spores don't tend to flow past the clash there because the fire tends to burn it away. But it also cannot travel large distances over water, the spores. So the rest of civilization was saved due to it not being able to cross from where the moonlands are to where everything else is. That is how the legend goes. And the elves brought it on themselves. That's how the legend goes as well. They were unwilling to help strangers in the past, and therefore no one was willing to help them, and their civilization was destroyed. One of those kinds of legends. So you are aware of that. So as he brings that up, you're like, oh yeah, that place was destroyed. So maybe some refugees managed to come all this way, and this is what was preserved of their lands from that time. But that was like between 3,000 and 5,000 years ago, so perhaps some of these creatures have even evolved since then and changed, but you're not sure. So he opens the next door. Would you like to follow him into this next room?
Yes.
Okay, you are in the next room. This room is filled with, actually I'll get Leon to roll a history check, another one. There's a reason why it's only... Okay, you're familiar with, your character is relatively familiar with architecture, due to being from the Smithdom. This is Elven
Okay,
in design. What were you saying, Gio?
just to my dad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is Elven architecture in this room. Like, they have the intertwining branches sort of motif going on. And they have little pillars going from the ceiling to the floor. Whether or not they're structurally needed, you're not sure. But you assume being this far under the earth, probably. Probably some of them are needed. But yeah, there's a lot of... It's kind of a mix between Elven and what we, as modern individuals, might consider like Middle Eastern room planning. So it's like open concept, there's lots of cushions on the floor. There's incense burning in incense bowls. There's also a hookah in one corner of the room. However, you can't see the entire room from the entrance, so you can start looking around this room if you so wish. But if you don't, your Minotaur friend is going to lead you to where E is currently. So,
I mean, let's look around since we're here.
okay, you start
Not a bad
looking
idea.
around the room. Yeah, there's like, I don't know what they're actually called, but what I call them is like lounge pits in this room. Basically, they're like places where you fill this like dip into the floor with cushions, so that way people can like lounge around and talk to each other.
Okay, like a rumpus room kind of deal.
Similar. It's
All right.
it's a very Middle Eastern, more like people from India, that sort of style room. So it's like a little pit in the middle of the floor where people can just sort of like sit and lounge around. There's plenty of cushions there, so you wouldn't feel uncomfortable in this like little pit in the floor. So there's a couple of those in this room. but nobody appears to be in them, for now at least. There are various hookahs around the room, so communal smoking of various imbibements can happen in here. And there's not too much else in this room. There are a few like shelves and tables and very heavily cushioned seating, like kind of like a lounge chair, couches, those sorts of things, are just sort of dotting the sides of the room. Seems like this place would be very comfortable to just sort of like hang out in for a few days and not leave. Like there's bowls of like fruit and vegetables and those sorts of things like you would see in these decadent places. Yeah, it's just a place that, yeah, even with just the food and the fruit bowls and stuff, you could probably survive here for like 2 weeks without feeling hungry. So yeah, this is a place to hang out. On the further side of the room, you see two figures just sort of sitting at a bench in front of a mirror, sort of like a vanity type of mirror. And
Okay.
they're just sort of sitting there, looking in the mirror, the two of them.
What are you listening to you?
Yeah, we'll keep hearing from
Yeah.
you, and he seems like he's falling asleep too.
Yeah, you're listening to football or something, right?
It was for my dad. It's now off, as you can see.
The TV.
Okay, so Gio,
Yes.
and the rest of you, would you like to approach the two individuals on the far end of the room, which appears to be where
Do
the
they look
Minotaur is going?
Do they just look like they're just eating? Because I mean, why are we gonna talk to them if they're just like lounging?
They're just
You
hanging
know?
out. They're just hanging
Well,
out in this room, looking in a mirror for some reason.
I can make one remark. I can at least make one remark and be like, this looks like the inside of my ring.
It does. It very much does. It does look
I mean,
like
we could just
a Jin's palace.
right. That's what I figured. It was designed after.
Yeah.
I mean, we could go up to them and say like, "Yo, dog, we know E2. What up?"
That's not
Well,
like,
But
come on.
I don't think that would be the smartest approach.
yeah, because one of them might be E. You see?
Have we seen him face to face, or has it just been like correspondences and stuff?
It's just been correspondences signed by an individual known as E, and representatives such as this Minotaur.
Okay.
I am gonna give up and say the Sandman wins. With
Are you
me
going to bed?
tonight.
You're not changing windmills. You're just going to bed.
Yep.
Okay. Well, you're gonna miss E. Oh well.
You're going to the ultimate windmill. Your bed.
That windmill can wait a few minutes. I will see who he is. And after I know who it is, I'm going off because my eyes are getting heavy.
Okay.
Delay the reveal for 2 hours. Come on.
I could.
You see it be Preben.
I could delay it for 2 hours. If you guys don't want to follow the Minotaurs, then you definitely won't find them.
Let's go to the garden and take more look-sees.
I swear to God, I will just click away.
Alright, so what do you guys want to do? You want to follow the Minotaur? The Minotaur
Yes.
appears to be approaching the two individuals.
We follow.
Okay.
Mhm.
You guys navigate the slightly maze-like walkway between these pits of these lounging pits. And you approach the two individuals. The Minotaur sort of just motions towards the two individuals. Says nothing else.
Like, well, if that's not going to be, I'm just gonna take a seat and say, well, gentlemen, pleasure to meet you.
Alright. The two of them do turn around. Almost in unison. Perhaps perfectly in unison. They both turn around. They both look at you. One appears to be female, and the other appears to be male.
Excuse me, sir and miss.
We're gonna move back to the other screen so that way I can throw up a picture of E.
They're both E, aren't they?
Is it in the chat, or where are you putting this?
In the roll
Okay.
20.
We are E.
Um,
We are one.
I'm going to throw it in the chat just so that way you can see it. It has been
Okay, thank
uploaded to general, apparently.
E for elves.
Oh, it didn't work.
Nope.
Just upload it in the Devouring Dark.
It did?
No, just upload it there instead
Oh.
of general.
Yeah, for some reason it didn't work. Okay. Poof. Did it work?
I see it.
It's coming. It's coming. I'm in general, but
On the map.
It is
Oh,
on the
the
map,
map.
yeah.
there it is. Yes.
E for elves. I knew it.
Perhaps. But they introduce themselves, and they speak in unison, of course. We
Oh,
are E.
since I know who they are, I'm going off because my eyes are really getting heavy.
Okay. See ya.
So yeah.
That's elves.
That's pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
Kind of freaky if you ask me.
So, we both hear that you are displeased with partial payment.
I look to the Dragonborn.
Fuck. Okay. Throw on the Dragonborn charm. We did bring back information. We did exactly as you asked.
Correct. You have brought us information. However, we wish to keep you remained in our employ for much longer than just one fact-finding mission.
So then it stands to reason we get paid since we're going to continue employment.
Correct. Which is why we do not wish to give you all of what you asked for. Simply a show, a gesture, if you will, of good faith.
Suck my cloaca. All right. Fine. Do Dragonborns have cloacas?
In this universe,
Yeah.
they lay eggs. So yes,
But do they have a cloaca?
it kind of works the same way, yes.
Because, like, a cloaca is like where you shit, birth, and urinate.
Yes.
Okay. We're on that.
Yep.
That stands to reason it would.
It is.
suck
It
my
has already
cloaca.
been confirmed that because we were talking about Zaraskan, in one of the older sessions, and yes, that is how it works.
Mm. Dragonborn has always been egg layers.
Boy.
And it is canon in my universe that is how it works. I'm not sure
You
how
want
a
to
male
keep
cloaca works, but I do know how female cloacas work, so.
Google it at some point.
Yeah. But, yeah, so your character does have one, yes. And it has been known that there have been interracial relationships.
Shenaniganery.
Relationships between like
Right.
humans.
Not just shenanigans. Shenaniganery.
Sure. Between like humans or elves or whatnot and the Dragonborn. Though, unless you make a high enough history check, you're not entirely sure whether or not they bore any progeny or not.
Oh, I need to know this.
All right, history
Serious.
check.
Cool. Somebody history me.
I will do that. You actually got. Oh my god. Okay.
Nice.
You
Okay,
rolled
sorry.
high enough. Yes, there are some mixed race progeny. However, about 80% of them are sterile.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
80%?
Yeah.
There's 20% that are viable?
Yes. And in those
okay.
cases, they have either the full reproductive organs of one side or the full reproductive organs of the other side. You know this because you did roll high enough. So, if you
Mind blown.
let's say your character were to marry a human,
Right.
in order for that progeny to be able to viably create progeny from it, it would either have to have full human reproductive organs or full dragonborn reproductive organs. And when they interbreed, like with the regular dragonborn or the regular humans, whichever their corresponding parts work with, they just produce the like a human, if there are humans, reproductive organs or whatnot. But in 80% of cases, their reproductive organs are completely deformed and don't do anything. So, plus, it's like a 90% mortality rate for the progeny anyway. So, it's not like it's extraordinarily common. But you studied up on it because your character was interested.
And also a dragonborn, so
Yes.
there you go.
Yes.
Okay,
So it's hard.
Okay.
It's hard to do, but possible. It's usually done through the aid of magic. That's another thing that you're also aware of. The ones that survive, that is. Because the deformities are usually so heavy that it just doesn't work. Like they'll be born inside out, those sorts of deformities.
Okay. Good. Fantastic.
And even those progeny can survive with the aid of magic, but they usually are entirely, like their entire lives are aided by magic. So, like, they could be born with their organs on the outside and still survive, but it's not common at all. Because they'd have to be super rich and be able to afford constant mages coming in and helping them live. So, yep, it's a thing. And you are aware of this. In fact, you've seen some pretty gruesome pictures in some books that that were kind of graphic. So, yes.
I'm not sharing this with the group.
Fair enough. So,
did I pick a male or female? I think I picked female.
Yeah.
I picked male? Okay.
No, you went female.
Cool.
So, yeah, you can lay eggs if you so wish. And every month or so, you do have to lay an egg regardless of whether you like it or not.
Shocking. Like, that's never happened to me before.
Just saying that your character would have to, like, go through an extensive process to expel an egg from your body that is about like the size of like a basketball.
Can I enchant it and like chuck it at somebody? You know, like Angry Birds, like.
Let me just say that you are unaware of anybody enchanting their eggs, but it could be used as a weapon in a desperate situation, just as you've heard parents using their kids as weapons in desperate situations.
Okay, I'm for this. I'm here with you.
The only way for a progeny to come about is to have an interaction with a male dragonborn or whatnot. So,
Okay.
yes, it doesn't actually. It's sort of like a chicken egg, so it just has a yolk inside. If it isn't
Right. Non-viable.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, your character would be aware of that without rolling. So, because your character would have had to have dealt with it for your entire life.
And has been dealing with it. Okay.
Yeah. So, where were we?
So a
Are
lot
we
of
talking
things
to
to
the
make
dudes
away
or
from.
not?
All right. So, seems as though the reason that they don't want to give you full payment is because you haven't gathered all the information that they want, is the reasoning behind it. But they are willing to give you something to show that they are not just going to stiff you on the payment.
Yeah, like better arsenal, because we're gonna get fucked. If we
Do
go in
you
there
request
again.
this?
I would mention that we encountered difficult enemies, and surely when we get there next time, they will get prepared for our attack, and our plan won't work again to get in there. So yeah.
He nods. Or they both nod, actually. They simultaneously nod. Seems as though they have some sort of creepy connection with each other. You've already figured that out, of course. But I'm just saying that it is hammered in when they speak simultaneously, and they nod simultaneously. It is slightly creepy, but
Seen creepier things.
yes, you've seen creepier things for sure. But it is slightly intriguing at the same time. Like your curious mind goes, how did this come about? That sort of thing. But yeah, they look at you. Perhaps you would like access to our armory. Also, we do have access to professional trainers, if you so wish.
Is this an invitation for, or I can't remember your character's name, only, or is it like directed towards everybody?
Directed towards everybody.
Fuck yeah.
So in other words, you guys can level up here.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
And you can use the trainers. This is sort of like a flashback to classic D&D. You had to actually visit a trainer to level up in classic D&D. First edition.
Okay.
You did have to
how do
visit
you
a trainer.
rule with like ability scores and that? How are you with that?
So here's what you can do
Okay.
when you level up.
Mhm.
You can either choose 2 sets of ability scores. So +2 or +4. So you can get +2 or +4. Or if you get +2, you get a feat, or you can choose 2 feats as well. So you can double boost your stats. You can get some stats, get some feat, or you can get 2 feats.
2 feet.
So you can choose 2 feats if you want.
I love you.
But you can also choose 2 stat boosts if you want.
Is that to the modifier, or is that to the
to the
stat
number
itself?
To the number.
Okay.
Like normally when you get to that point, you get like an ability score improvement. You get
right
2 that you can assign anywhere.
Right,
Well,
or a feat.
or a feat. I'm allowing you to have both an ability score improvement and a feat, or 2 feats, or 2 ability score improvements. So, if
Okay.
you want to get a little bit more strong, you can get a little bit more strong.
Olaf, not Olaf. Yomba, you're gonna fucking like min-max the hell out of this, aren't you?
As Joachim.
I do have a plan. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that.
He's probably gonna stack up on every feat that he can and then just spend his last on ability scores.
I was assuming all 18s or 20s across the board, and then the feats.
So, just to reiterate, your characters do have to, in this little side story at the very least, your characters have to come here to level up. Whereas
Okay.
in other things that I run, you can level up as long as you get a long rest. Well, here you actually have to come here to level up and visit a trainer. Just giving you a little bit of taste from classic D&D here.
Okay.
And they have access to trainers who are willing to train you, because you are now a part of the organization known as E. Simply
Just
known
E?
as E.
So the whole organization is E. So when we
Yes.
got messages from E, it's not like a person. It's like a
It's the organization, but
okay.
E
But
is also referring to these 2 elves, the male and the female elf.
okay.
It's slightly confusing, but the organization is E. It's so that way when they send messages, they don't have to write out anything complicated. And it's not like they name themselves the elves of the of the whatever place. Then it would be easier to track them. If they're just calling themselves E in general, no matter what, then it's harder to figure out who they are. And they have trusted you with their secret location. So they are depending that you will not tell of where this organization's headquarters is.
I mean, probably Geo will, because he can't shut up.
And trust me, because they have rogue trainers here, they have people and connections to prevent you from spreading too much information. So
Yeah.
they have connections, and they were willing to invite you to join their organization. They also allow you to have any other affiliations you have. So, like, if you're affiliated with a guild, you can still be part of this organization, because it's kind of a secret organization.
With HP, do you is that just you either roll or take average?
At the first 3 levels, you get max, so you already have that.
Yeah.
You can roll or take average, but you have to choose and stick with whatever you get. So if you roll, and you roll a 1, you have to stick with it.
Okay.
But if you want average, you can take that, but you have to decide before you do anything. So, like, if you decide to roll and you're like, oh, I rolled crappy. You rolled crappy, what can I tell you?
Okay. I'm gonna take average though.
What's your hit dice, Olaf?
D8.
Yeah, average is best.
Yeah.
I would say D10 and 12 is rolling material, but other than that, fuck that.
So if you guys do want to level up, it takes you a minimum of 1 week's training to level up.
Yeah. It also will cool down the assault on the place, so...
Yeah. They'll be like, oh, there were guys here, let's beef up the guard, and then after a week it might die down. You're right.
Mhm.
And your character is especially sensitive to those sorts of things due to your affiliation with the Thieves Guild.
Yup.
So, you can use your cover to say that you're staying at the tavern, which is called the rest of, and then there was a full word on the sign, but it looks like the sign is falling apart, and all that's left is E at the beginning of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The rest of E is the name of the tavern, and a lot of people have nicknamed it that. But it does technically have a different name. The rest of Elysium is the name of the tavern. If you want to remember that. So that way you don't have to continuously divulge that this is where E is.
Yeah. But you said there was an armory.
Yes, there is an armory. So do you wish for them to escort you to the armory?
Hell yeah.
So the two elves walk in tandem. They do seem to have slightly different personalities, however. The male walks with his hands behind his back, resting on his tailbone, whereas the female walks with her hands folded in front of her.
Is this some Roman crap? Because this is what the Romans did.
It wasn't intentionally linked to that. It's just that it's just out of character. It's just to show that they're different. So they do have different personalities. And they can interact separately. However, they do tend to act as a unit.
They have better action economy.
Yeah, they do. They are a 2-person, 1-person. Great.
Damn, dude.
So yeah, if the base were attacked, they can act as 1 person, so like fight as one, or they can split off and like fight individually. They don't have to mimic each other's movements perfectly. And as you enter the armory, you see that there is a guard, an elven guard. A lot of the people down here are going to be elven, but there are a mix of races. Just because...
It's cool. I'm drow. I'm cool with it.
Yeah. The E has explained to you that this is a place where some of some of the refugees came from the Moonlands. They were magically transported far away to escape, and this is where they ended up. They ended up deep in the earth, and there was a small cavern down here, and they just expanded it with the belongings that they came with. And they had animals, enough animals to breed with, things of that nature. And they managed to survive long enough to dig up to the civilization that was above. So.
And they just been camping here for thousands of years?
Yeah. Why not?
Damn. Okay.
Once they reached the surface, they did let some people leave, as long as they swore themselves to secrecy about this place. So they're kind of like the embodiment of the city itself. Like, they do want to remain separate, but they are willing to cooperate. They've learned the lessons from the past. They are willing to cooperate with people. And according to them, passed down through their lineage, yes, in fact, what you guys learned was true. Yeah, they did spur the neglect to aid other races and those sorts of things, and it led to their downfall, so they have learned from it.
Well, guess what? The drow hasn't.
If you say that to them, they go,
no, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I would say that my kin hasn't. Sure.
Fair enough. They go, Yes. The drow, they lived in the dark for too long. And
It's
that's all they say.
metaphorical or actual? Okay.
As you say,
We
do you
don't
say
know.
that to them? Do you
You
ask
know
them?
what? Yeah, I think I would. Is
They
that
look at you.
metaphorical or factual?
They look towards you, and then they look towards Krestos and say, perhaps you can answer that. And the answer
Ball back
is,
to your court.
Wait, what did you say? Because I didn't hear it.
he said, your kin, referring to your kin, they have lived in the darkness for too long.
Yeah, what did Lonnie say?
She said, is
Is
that
that
metaphorical
metaphorical or
or factual?
I didn't hear that. You both talked over yourself.
Fair enough. I'll say it. She asks if it's metaphorical or factual. As in, they lived in the dark too long.
Okay, I get it.
And he said, well, why don't you ask him?
Do you ask me?
Yeah, that's what they're referring to you. So yes.
Yeah. Yes, we do literally live only in the dark.
E nods. And perhaps others would see them as misguided for doing so.
Okay,
And
none of
they
that
nod.
answers my question.
I mean, as a result of living underground for so long, they have fundamentally changed themselves. And as a result, things that lived in the Underdark preyed upon them. And he even goes in to explain that, yes, Lolth was one such being that preyed upon them. Lolth being their deity. At least from the normal elven perspective, yeah, Lolth preyed upon them and took advantage of them. And now their entire race is corrupted by Lolth.
Now we're a bunch of bitches.
Everyone is Lolf's bitches that follow her, technically.
Yeah, but they don't tend to think so. They tend to think
No.
that they're getting something out of it.
Yeah, but for her, they're just bitches.
Yeah.
She's like, slaves. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly. So people who are aware of the world and the religion, yeah, it is very much, these elves are correct. They are being used. And at one point, they were elves just like them. Wood elves or high elves. But then they lived in the dark for so long that they've been twisted. And just like tieflings, it's not necessarily their fault. So they can be good people, it's just they tend not to be.
So anyways, the armory, right?
Yeah, so they're walking into the armory. You see the male and the female, E. They split off from each other. The female goes over and grabs a delicately inlaid bow of elven craft. And he walks over and grabs like a pole arm, two-handed pole arm. And they show you that they are, in fact, acting independently from each other. And the male goes, as long as you pay us, everything will be alright. So you still have to pay, but they have access to any weapon that you might want.
Well, I haven't gotten my pay yet.
He nods. We will supply you with that, but it seemed as though you were eager to see the armory.
Well, if I'm going back in, I would need better weapons.
He nods. She sort of motions to one of the guards that's nearby. Because this place is. There's plenty of guards just hanging around. Even in the forest area, they're just sort of just hanging around. But you didn't really notice them until you started to become part of the organization officially.
Mm.
And a guard comes up to you, and asks you if you want just money or if you want something else, because he did express that they were willing to give you something that you wanted, which is what attracted you to them in the first place. So
Yeah.
you can have money, or you can try to get further towards whatever personal goal.
Can I have a +1 heavy crossbow?
They look over. The guard
You
looks
have
over.
them.
The guard looks over. They the two elves think for a moment. They both speak in unison. Perhaps if you are willing to not be paid, then yes. As in money.
Yeah. This is fine by me.
Alright, one of the guards walks over to a crossbow that's laying in like a thing to hold it. I don't know what those things are called. I blanked.
Yeah.
A weapon thing. Anyway, he picks it up.
Weapon rackets.
Yeah, a
Something.
weapon rack. That was the thing that I was thinking of. Thank you. Yeah. He picks it up off the weapon rack and hands it to you. It is of elven craft, but other than it being of elven craft, it's perfectly weighted, and it is a +1 heavy crossbow.
Ooh. Perfect. My plan is falling in place.
and it's
You do know crossbow expert don't work with that, right? You can't bonus action shoot with a heavy crossbow.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Only what
this
he's
is
thinking
one of the
about.
ones that you have to. The elven make heavy crossbows. They didn't. Elves didn't really like heavy crossbows or crossbows in general. They thought they were too inelegant. So the elven smiths, when they actually started to make them, they borrowed from the gnomes in their design. So it has like a little wind up thing that pulls the string back. It has a little mechanism on it.
Okay.
So that's how you have to load it. You have to wind it back and then put the arrow in. And then when you pull the trigger, the mechanism pulls it forward, and then you have to wind it again.
Crossbow expert let them ignore the reload property though.
Yes, but I take an action to fire it. Either way.
Yes. So,
But
it does. It is a little bit more unwieldy than your hand crossbows, but you're an expert, so you know how to use it.
now I have 1 heavy crossbow and 2 normal crossbows. I'm ready.
They should stack up on crossbows.
And yeah, 100 bolts.
Yeah, they'll
Matt,
give you
are-
bolts. They'll give you extra bolts if you need them.
Sure.
Matt, are you tracking our ammo and like rations and stuff?
Rations, yes. Ammo, no.
Okay.
Good.
Which is why
There's like
I'm
100.
saying that they're so willing to give you ammo. Like you can have as much as you want.
Okay.
Thank you.
But yes, food will be a problem if you're not in like a city setting. Like if you're stuck in a dungeon where there's no crops to pick or whatever, then you have to worry about food. If you plan on spending like 10 days in there. Alright, so E looks to the rest of you. And I'll get Ustall's payment later.
Mm.
But he said that he just wanted money. And maybe
so
to sell
basically-
some of his wares.
So basically, just say we can get a +1 weapon if we don't take the money.
You can get a +1 thing if you don't take the money.
Okay.
I got +1 plate armor, Olaf.
I can't use plate armor.
Oh, weak.
Yeah, he can only
I need
use
15 strength, and I am not proficient in heavy armor. I could take a +1 half plate, but
Because if you help them further their goals other than information gathering, they'll give you more. It's just that they wanted to test you to see if you guys were good enough.
Hmm.
So completing the test is what levels you up.
okay.
And if
How
you would have
much,
killed those vampires, you would have leveled up 2 additional times. So
Yeah. Maybe next time.
perhaps. But since you're leveled up more, I may reward you less for completing it.
Maybe 1 level this time.
Yeah, perhaps. If you
I'm
were
split
level
either.
3 and you killed 2 vampires and a construct at the same time, yeah, I would have given you 2 levels. Yeah, you definitely weren't meant to go there yet. You were meant to try to gather information, but you managed to find the secret passageway that led to the bottom layer of their building, so... Yeah, you went right to the bottom.
Oh, because I'm split on what? Because I'm probably taking the +2 and the 1 feet. Because I'm not a min-maxer.
What a fool.
Mostly because I want the capped intelligence quick.
And you say you're not min-maxing?
I'm not min-maxing, I'm just focusing on the skills I'm good at.
Yeah, that's min-maxing, good.
Well, min-maxing, and at least in my experience, focuses more on being perfect with your choices rather than
No,
just choosing choices that are good for your character.
fair enough, but at least it's optimizing.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
I need intelligence as an artificer, so I'm just doing what I would do normally, like focus on the stats I know that class would need.
Yeah.
I'm not taking every possible thing to maximize my damage output or so.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's the
Yeah.
differentiation I was trying to make.
Yeah.
So
Fair enough.
No, because I'll split it on 3 things there. Because I can either take Medium Armor Master to ignore the stealth disadvantage and gain extra +1 AZ, and then I'll probably take a +1 half plate just for the extra. Or take Gunner or Skill Expert to round my dex to 18 and cap my intelligence.
well, they are willing to send you to the appropriate trainers if necessary.
Yeah, I'm just splitting what I want.
They
Yeah,
don't
one-
have many people who are good at sneaking in heavier armor, but they do have some.
Yeah, because I know that's a feat with Medium Master. I don't know what that does here if I add that via roll 20. I think it should nullify the heavy armor.
Yes, it does.
Because if I take that, then I can't can't round my dexterity. Then I can cap my intelligence. So that's just what I'm split at. I'm just not sure what to pick. I could take Gunner to like shoot things in melee.
I will say that you guys will gain levels later, so
I don't know that.
you don't need
But
to.
it's only
You don't need to obsess too much over what you're going to choose, because you might be able to get something later.
Well, you're pretty much our tank now, right?
so kinda, yeah.
At least
Yeah,
at this
so-
point. Unless
so we need
Craven
some-
decides to join or whatever. But
We need someone who can stay in melee for a while.
Okay. I can take
Yeah.
Medium Armor Master and some stuff.
Yeah,
Just a better AC.
just more survivability. That'd be nice.
It would just give me extra AC, but I could I need to pay if I would like a not magical armor, right? Because I'd have to
if you
infuse my
if you
weapon
want
if I pick
money,
up.
you can get money, and then you can pay for armor if you wish.
Yeah, but thanks to armor, I want cost like 700 gold. I
What
don't
kind of
get that
armor are
for
you
the
looking for?
half plate.
Half
It's the
plate?
best medium armor. Yeah, it's the best
Are you
medium
looking
armor.
for mundane or +1?
I would be fine with the Monday.
Okay. Well, they'd be willing to give you a discount since you're part of the organization.
Okay.
Just saying. So,
Because then I can take. I will cap my intelligence no matter. So I'll just the medium armor is pretty good if you're using medium armor a lot. So.
I mean, do you
Can we
want to
just?
be more sneaky? You have already
Oh, it
proven
helps
that
with
you're
sneakiness,
sneaky.
and it gives me an extra AC. So.
You've already proven that you're pretty sneaky, so your character
Oh
might
yeah, I
be
want to.
interested in becoming more sneaky. It's up to you.
Yeah, because like if I take that too, I would also get an extra. Can use +3 on medium armor instead of +2. So that would actually give me more AC as well. And if I also get a half then that's another AC.
Yeah, there are people who are skilled at using medium armor here, so they could teach you how to do it. That's no problem.
Because I'm probably taking that like half my intelligence,
Okay.
and then I'll probably.
And then what you want in payment?
That's the thing. I could either get if I need to be in melee a lot, a melee weapon would be nice. But I need to infuse it to use my intelligence, or have it as a normal +1 weapon. So yeah. So money would be nice for better armor.
You have a 50% discount, so
Yeah,
if you want to take the
not sure how.
money, you can take the money.
So yeah, but I'm not sure how much money we get. That's the thing.
It depends on if you ask them if you want the money. You can ask them how much you'll get.
I'll go ask.
All right.
Just to clarify.
You see a dude with the guy who was willing to pay you guys, or the guard who was being ordered to pay you guys. In other words, he has like a hip pouch that has a sack full of gold on it that's goes down to almost his knee, and it's full of gold, or at least coins. You don't know what kind of coins are in it. He says, "I'll go get another one if another one of you wants money."
Not sure what my rest of my companions wish. So.
So, he's got a huge sack of money.
That's a huge sack of money.
You can ask him specifically how much is in it, but he hasn't told you so far.
How much money is in that, if I may ask?
I haven't counted it, but I filled my pouch with platinum pieces, if you're asking.
Oh, I'll take the money.
Right? He unclips it from his belt, and you can see that he's sort of straining under the weight of this money.
Okay, that's
and
a lot of
he hands
money.
it to you. You can count it if you'd like, and I'll tell you how much you got.
Yeah, I do.
All right. You have 200 platinum pieces.
Jesus.
Damn.
That's like 2,000 gold, man.
Dude, I think I
Okay.
got scammed. Well,
A +1 weapon is from 500 to 1,000, so.
Yeah. +1 heavy crossbow.
That's a good improvement.
Still, I could probably get another one if that I had the same amount, you know?
If you argue it, they may change their minds. It's not like they're against changing their minds. It's just you guys sort of flipped over and died when they they said that they didn't want to pay you as much.
I mean, it's already done, so I can't go back to it.
You could argue it still. It's not like they're unreasonable. I'll let you argue it still if you want.
I'll do a check if I know how much the difference is.
Sure.
I suppose.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We could just level up now, right? Or
Yeah, you can level up now. As long as you're willing to spend the week down here.
I'll spend the week down here.
What check is that?
Just roll intelligence.
Nah, it's good.
All right. If you're fine with it, you're fine with it.
Yeah. I got what I needed.
Perfect. Not like you don't have any other money-making opportunities coming up. Like I said, you guys have a week, and you don't spend all of every day training, so you can do stuff.
Mm.
So, the only other of you is currently not here for the moment.
Right.
That's here, and we'll talk about Ustal's payment later, but it seemed like he just wanted money.
Mm.
Or to sell some of his wares if he can do that.
I'm gonna test now if that thing actually added to the thing. It did
Well,
not.
there is
but
a thing that happens during the week. His stall gets unimpounded and given back to him. His merchant stall.
I just see it if it added because I took medium armor master now. So I'll just add that as a separate thing because it seems like I have to.
So, is there anything else that you guys want to try to get out of the way for the week? So that way, next game we can just jump right in.
I want to buy a half plate armor.
Done. 50% off.
Oh, the 350. I don't know. Second math. What's through 750? But that's 325. No, 36. Yeah, something like that.
So it's
3 something.
It's 750. You said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might be 365. 375 in gold. So
Yep, 375. Yep.
I'm broke and I'm good.
If you do want to make some extra money during the week, you do have a job in the city. Your character?
yeah.
Not your character. Yeah, his character. Yeah, so you can just do that job a few times if you want to gain a little extra coin and buy another weapon. Because basically, do you wish to share what you are to your compatriots?
No, not really.
Okay, that's fine.
See no point either, so.
I'll say that during the week they have a chance to, like, sneak peek to get a little hint, but other than that, if you don't tell them, it's nothing.
Okay.
Because, like, nothing prevents them from following you around, that sort of thing. But...
And during that week too, I'll just spend a long rest and remake my defender.
There is actually a gnomish artificer who helps you with that.
Oh.
And he says, did your other one have memories that you cared about?
There are a few minor ones.
Well, if you retrieve the core from that old one, we can fix it back up to have the same memories.
So, yeah, I assume that's something that we can do later as well, because it's kind of hard to get to that location at the moment.
He goes, yeah, as long as it's not, like, completely destroyed, it should work. Because I know people have attachments to these constructs.
How much would a studded leather +1 be worth?
Studded leather +1? Well, it depends on what level of rarity it is. I forget what. I think armors are slightly more rare than weapons.
I think it's uncommon.
+1 armor?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
rare.
Is it?
Any
Yep.
+1 armor is rare.
Yeah, because armors are slightly more rare than weapons, which a +1 weapon is uncommon. I know that. Because I read it in the book and I was like, why? But it's just how it works.
You can get like mithril or something that's like uncommon, but that wouldn't give any boost in AC. That would just give you ignore the disadvantage in that.
Isn't that like adamantine or something?
That ignores crits.
Oh, that
Right.
ignores crits. Okay.
So how much would that be?
I don't remember. There is a scaling for rarity on magical items, but I forget what it is.
Rare is from I think 1100 to 10,000 or something.
Yeah, 1100 is fine.
Ignore me testing things. I'm just
And
thinking.
it's 50% off, right?
Yeah, and they'll give you 50% off for it, because it's not like it's the hardest armor to make or anything. So
Could I
Yeah.
could I ask for like a price for like a +1 greatsword or something down here?
yes, +1 greatsword. It is a +1 weapon, so it is an uncommon magical item.
If I could buy that, how much would that cost?
I'm not sure. What is the scale? Give me the scale, because then I'll know.
Well, uncommon is from 500 to 1,000.
Okay,
Or something
500
like
to
that.
1,000.
100 to 1,000 or 500 to 1,000. Let me check the book. It should say in the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Yeah, I don't have that open right now, so it might take me forever.
Just give me a little couple minutes and I'll fix it.
Okay. Well, even no matter which of those two it is, it would be on the higher end because it is a great weapon, and those are expensive to make in the first place.
There's like 50 gold base for that.
Okay. How much for a +1 hand crossbow?
101 to 500 is uncommon. 500 to 5,000 is rare.
Oh,
Then
500 to
once you pass
5,000?
that's rare.
Okay. 500 to 5,000. I'll readjust your price.
Yeah.
Your price is
I just found it.
600. 600. For
Yeah,
your
you don't
average.
pass 10,000 before a very rare item.
So for yours, since it's uncommon, but it is on the higher end because greatswords are expensive in the first place. I'd say. So it was up to 1,000?
To up to uncommon, up to 500.
Up to 500. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a bit cheaper than I thought.
Yeah. Okay. I'd say 450.
450? Sure, I'll pay that.
Yeah.
I'll hand 45 platinum over. So.
Part of the reason why they gave him so much money is because they want you guys to trust them.
That's true.
It's not going to be a consistent payment.
And now I can be a proper melee fighter too. Great store there. Poop.
And that greatsword is of elven make, so it's slightly curved.
Cool. I like curved blades.
Yeah,
There
so
we
do
go.
I.
I'm guessing that was a joke. That's why I laughed so hard.
There
Because
we
if
go.
you didn't mean it as a joke, then I just have a dirty mind. But I assumed you meant that as a dirty
You do.
joke.
You do. You're correct, though, but you do.
No, I'm
Yeah.
saying I just have a dirty mind. And not that you made a joke and I have a dirty mind. To be fair. Okay. So, Emmy. Emmy!
By the way,
What up, kids?
Oh, go ahead.
Plus-
Go.
the +1 hand crossbow, how much?
+1 hand crossbow?
Yep.
That's a weapon. And it's relatively on the lower end. So I would
Yeah, it's
say
pretty low.
150.
Is that halved?
No, that's not halved. That's regular price. I'm telling you regular prices.
Okay.
So a great sword was 240 from me, right? So you said it was 450, so it's 225 from me.
Yeah, it's halved. Yeah.
Okay.
Because they are giving you the 50% discount for being part of the organization. Though, if you wish to buy anything anywhere else that you go, a bit more expensive.
That's fine.
So if you're on the road and you need to buy something, it's going to be regular price. Unless they are part of the organization. But they've made it very clear that if you just go around asking people if they're part of the organization, you'll get in trouble. So.
Oh yeah, I leveled up, so my defender has more health.
Yes, it does.
Yes. Get.
Hey, Olaf.
Yeah.
So here. Oh, go ahead.
Can I have a small loan?
How much money do you
Aren't
even
you
have
usually
left?
the bank, though? In every other game we play, you're the bank.
In some games.
How
But
much
in
is a
this-
small loan? How much is a small loan?
About the +1 hand crossbow loan.
Sure. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, I'm the DPS.
So what I was going to say.
If it benefits the party, he'll buy it. If it helps.
Here's what I was going to say.
Mhm.
The reason why your defender is slightly more powerful is because your little gnomish teacher is teaching you how to build it better. So.
Aw. I'll just check how much health it have, because it's int plus something. So let me check again.
Because the gnomes are more known for technological advancement. So. And your character would know quite a few gnomes based on his backstory. So. Because they are into the technological advancement.
I guess.
Okay, so we're going to move on to Emmy again. I'm going to try again.
It has 27 health. Shit.
Woohoo.
Because they increased with my intelligence and my levels.
Interesting. Either way, Emmy,
Yes.
do you know what you want to do for payment? Because they're willing to pay.
Yeah. What did everyone else get? Because I was clearly,
Okay, fair,
here.
Fair. Christos opted for a heavy crossbow, +1.
The +1, yeah.
And Leon.
For a crossbow or for a ranged weapon? Does it count as a magical weapon, including the bolts or the rocks, or is
the way
only
the way that I'm ruling it, you don't have to get enchanted ammunition.
Okay.
In the actual rules you do, but in this no.
Okay. Love you. Thanks.
So basically what happens is your ammo goes in mundane and comes out enchanted.
Fancy.
After halving was 75 for the hand crossbow, right? Was it 150 base? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. 75. I'm
How
just
much
doing math.
do they charge to train us up? Is there like a cost?
No, you're part of the organization. And they want you to be useful, so the trainers are for free.
Then how come they're not giving us weaponry for free? Valuable.
Because they have to pay to make it.
Okay, fair.
Whereas
Matt,
these
you
guys,
got
these guys
cooties?
are what?
Matt, you got COVID cooties?
No. It's been happening since I've been doing this. Like every time I talk for a really long time, I get stuffed up. I don't know. I don't understand it.
Okay, so why am I forgetting your character's name? He got a +1 crossbow.
Yeah.
Smart move.
Mhm.
Olaf, what's your character getting?
Well,
Mine,
he got a bag of
+1.
money.
I got 2,000 gold. Basically.
You got 2,000 gold, sir. Holy crap. That's a substantial amount of fundage.
Yeah, and he bought a few things for everybody, including some
Yeah.
+1 weapons and stuff.
Okay.
Do you want 2 or 1 hand crossbow?
Just well.
Okay. I'm just seeing if they added stuff correctly. I still got a bunch of money left.
Yeah, Krestos is a cool dude. He can wield 2 hand crossbows at once and reload them using his hip pouches. So the hip pouch ejects a bolt, and then he just pushes down on the hand crossbows, and then it loads itself, and then he can keep shooting. So he's a cool dude.
Cool dude. Cool guy.
Yep. So, yeah. What do you want? What do you want, Amy?
2,000 to be 2,500. 2,500
2,500 what?
GP. See?
You want 2,500?
Oh, you know what? Platinum. Let's go platinum. Platinum pieces.
Okay. How many platinum pieces?
2,500.
Okay, you're not dictating how much money they give you, but you
I'm
can
asking.
take
I'm inquiring.
if they'll give you that much.
Yeah, because he got 2,000. I might as well get something, but it's prettier.
He got 2,000 gold pieces.
Yeah.
And he was paid in platinum.
2,000 plat is
Then can I have 2,000 platinum pieces?
20,000 gold.
I need to have more shiny things than him.
Yeah, everything is priced in either platinum pieces or the the smallest, the biggest denomination that comprises of it. So yeah, gold pieces is the usual pricing method for things.
Cool. 2,500 platinum. Please.
2,500 platinum. They go, this is not a charity.
This is the Emmy Starvation Foundation that you're donating to.
Do you want money or do you want something else?
Are you both offering at the same time?
We are one. they're like having a hard time understanding where you're trying to go with this. They both look quizzical at you.
Man, I've never had one person who was 2 people at the same time.
It's true.
It's a lot.
It's true. They share our mind. You're not sure how it works. You can ask them about it, but you haven't so far.
Oh, they don't need to share a mind to share a body. That's fine.
They aren't sharing a body. That's the problem.
I meant Emmy's body specifically.
Oh, okay. Okay. I hear you now. Okay. But they're looking at you quizzically. What do you want?
Honestly, 2,000 platinum.
They look at you as if you're joking. They just sort of like smile. Okay, so you want money.
Sure.
A dude comes over with a heaping bag of platinum pieces, and you get 200 platinum pieces. It's not what you asked for, but it's what they're gonna give you if you want money.
I had 2 platinum,
Oh, you're cutting out for me.
2,500. Huh?
Oh, 2,500?
Platinum pieces.
They don't care. They give you 200 platinum pieces. That's it.
Well, I tried. Good old college trying it.
They're old. They've been around the world for quite a while. Like, they're not gonna get bargained into giving up an entire fortune just on a whim. So
Dragonborn. I masturbate with my treasure.
that was too much information.
Wow.
Hey, hey.
Okay, so you have 200 platinum pieces. What do you want to do with it? Anything?
I have 200 platinum pieces. Oh, fantastic. I will sit on them. Phrasing, I know. They're mine for the time being. I will decide later on.
Okay. Okay. I mean, you are the one who dug yourself into that hole, to be fair.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. So I actually have to change my picture. Because I was using the mysterious E picture, which...
And now I can change it to that.
It's no longer mysterious, but still E.
It is still the mysterious E, because E is mysterious. But it is no longer a picture of a mysterious hooded figure. It is now, if I change it correctly,
Loading.
edit, remove, click to update. It is now. Where are you? Continue to scroll down. There we go. Open. Poof! I am now revealed as the
Nice.
mysterious E. So, do you want to buy anything? No? Oh yeah, you said no. My bad.
Holding on for the time being.
Because you can buy weapons, you can buy spell scrolls, you can buy things. Oh yeah, your character can't really use spell scrolls. Well, yes you can, but
Every
not as-
caster can use those.
it's not as useful to you because you can't copy them into anything.
Wizards can copy them. Warlocks just they get a free spell.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I can cast this once.
Well, technically, wizards can create spell scrolls,
They can.
but normally people don't. They just use their spell slots and that's it. Instead of creating spell scrolls with the spells they know.
But doesn't it take a lot of gold and time to do a...
It does. To be fair, it
And
does,
you
but it could help. It could help in like a boss situation, having a free spell.
Fuck, you're right.
Yeah, exactly. But I've never seen anybody do it. But anyway.
Hey, we could probably use healing potions. That's a good investment.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Are
do
we gonna
have,
make them?
They do have
If
a
we make
stockpile.
them, they're half price.
They do have a stockpile of stuff. So anything that requires gold to make, like as in you have to purchase the materials and those sorts of things. They're basically selling these things to you at cost, whatever they cost to make.
Okay, I think cost is 25 or 50 GP. I don't remember how much they cost. Do they cost 50 or do they cost 100?
It depends on what kind of potion you're getting.
Basic is 50.
Potion.
Basic is 50, yeah.
Okay, so then they're going to charge us 25, correct?
Yes, because they're
Wonderful.
charging you what it costs to make it rather than trying to make a profit, which is what a normal artisan would do.
Right. Okay. Did anybody put my information or upload my character sheet? Update character sheet with the money?
I am no.
Can somebody do that, please? Where's Gio when you need him?
You should have access to your thing.
Yeah, but she
You?
she
Oh,
does, but her
Fucking teeth.
as you can see in her screenshots that she sent everybody, it's just not working.
Okay. Well, so what am I gonna add? Your level up things? Or
No, platinum pieces. 200.
platinum is done.
So, yeah. So, you guys have money. Do you want to level up Emmy? Because it seems like everybody else is like, yeah, we have the ability to train, so we are
Yes,
going to
I
spend
want
a
to,
week
absolutely.
training.
I'm done. Done. 100%.
Okay.
Okay.
So, when you level up, you actually gain a few things.
Cool.
As opposed to
You get
some other levels with some other characters, you don't gain anything. Except, like, HP, pretty much. Rick?
She got an extra spell, an extra cantrip.
Yeah, you have an extra spell and extra cantrip.
She get the ability scores.
Yeah, and you have the ability score thing, which is you can either choose 2 feats, 1 feat, 1 ability score, or 2 ability scores. As in, like, 2 sets of ability scores, which is 4.
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah, you can think about it.
It's been a while since I played a warlock, and I don't remember a lot of the nuances that come with it.
Yeah, and we haven't gotten into your patron yet either.
Right.
Her
So-
patron was a celestial, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a celestial, but we didn't get specific about it at all. So if you guys want to listen into that, we can
But
try to hash that
also
out.
know
I
what
gotta head out,
that
sir.
You're heading
we
out?
can fix.
I gotta head out, sir.
Okay, what time? Like now?
5-ish minutes, give or
Okay.
take.
So just to wrap up, is there anything else that your characters want to do or anything in the hideout of E?
I'm good.
Assuming that Geo is going to want to partake as well, so do you want to pick this up with Geo too?
Yeah, I'll deal with Geo. Don't worry. Geo will get what he wants to get. But I'm asking you guys, if you guys in particular want to do anything in the hideout of E. There are things that you can look around to try to find, see what they have access to, see if there's anything fishy going on around here. You can try. But otherwise, we're ending it here, and it'll be after the week, unless you guys have thought up something during our time away from each other. Unless you thought up something that you want to do, I will allow you to do maybe 1 or 2 things and go back and do them. But so does Krestos want to make money?
Sure.
All right. You spend Do you want to spend all of your free time or just some of your free time?
Like half of it.
Okay. Half your free time is spent on doing your thing, and
And the other half is spent surfing the web.
fair enough. Okay, so roll me a d100.
Oof.
You know what? I'm willing to give you more than that. Roll again.
Oof.
Okay.
Nice.
I was gonna take
Alright.
whatever the second one was, but or 6 if 6 was higher, but yeah. All right, you've earned 99 platinum pieces.
Holy
Jesus.
fuck, dude.
There was one time that you tried to do your thing, and you got caught, and they took it away from you. But other than that, out of the 100 things that you tried to take, you sold them all, and you sold
Is he
each
fucking
one.
Slice Man? Is he fucking Slice Man or something?
You sold your things for 1 platinum each, and you had 100 of them. So there you go. Because I was gonna say 94 out of 100 things got confiscated, but I didn't really want to do that.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Yep.
Gotta say.
So you can buy a thing if you want with your platinum pieces.
+1 studded.
Well, how much is it? What's the range for that? Oh, I already
No.
told you the price.
Yeah, what was it?
500 to 1,000. No, for more on that. That was like
Yeah,
1,000 to something.
So I said like 600 or something, didn't I?
Yeah.
Whatever, it's 600 now, so half is 300 gold.
Done.
+1 studded. Nice.
30 plats.
Yeah.
All right. So he did his thing and earned his pay.
You don't know my profession now, so
Yeah, they don't.
He's a hacker.
I'm a hacker.
Yeah, he's hacking the web. He's hacking that good old leyline internet.
Totally.
Overriding people's brains. That's totally a thing. It's a spell that you could get, but it's not just a thing you can do over the ley lines. But anyway, I would like to leave on a cliffhanger if you guys are okay with that.
No.
Shoot your shot, sir.
All right.
I'll
Eventually.
live with it.
Eventually. Oh, there's something else before the cliffhanger. Eventually, the Thieves Guild, what's his? Goliath. He shows up in the tavern. And he gives you, like, a piece of paper that has messily drawn on it, written on it, I should say. Though it almost looks like it was just a drawing and not writing. Based on his writing skills. He gives you his contact information in case you need to contact him again.
Nice.
Because, as it turns out, while he was playing the distraction, it turns out he did make a little money on the side while doing that.
Cool.
So, he's fine. He doesn't need to be paid by you or anything. However, here's the cliffhanger. Eventually, in the tavern, it's late at night. after a week, you're spending your 8th day just sort of hanging out, trying to figure out what to do next. When in the tavern, your assassin friend shows up. You haven't seen him in quite a while. So he's there. Do you guys wish to meet him?
Sure.
I gotta go.
All right.
Hmm.
You're gonna miss the
I-
cliffhanger.
Sorry. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Okay. Continuing cliffhanger. Yeah, you go up into the tavern and meet him. As I said before, he or she, you assume it's he, never revealed his face, never dropped his hood or anything. So
Mhm.
you never knew what race or anything this guy was, but he's completely
Yeah.
covered head to toe. So you approach him.
Yeah, and I ask him, so, did you get what you were looking for?
And as you approach, you're getting a little closer to him. He appears to be shaking uncontrollably.
Okay.
And he goes,
Uh,
"Yeah, I did my job. But it seems like things have gotten a little worse. I found something in there. Let's just say it didn't like me very much." And he reaches his hand towards the window, where there's still a little bit of sunshine coming in, and he holds his arm out towards the window, and you see smoke emanating from his arm.
oh,
And that is where we're going to leave off.